This is Eric with Gold Gulf Coast Design. I know last time we were talking about in my video that I was looking to add another laser to the shop to supplement both of them that we already currently have. And we've made that decision. We pulled the trigger and we got one on the way. I'm going to explain to you why I purchased, or we're purchasing the one we're purchasing, and the benefits I believe it's going to add to our shop. So, having said that, we decided to purchase the new Thunderbolt, the small desktop version Thunder Laser. And the reason why is because of the products that we mainly do, the products that we run a lot of. We run a lot of tumblers, we run a lot of photos, a lot of them. And in my mind, the Thunderbolt will be able to handle those items, leaving the larger items for the Nova 35. Multiple machines that are within a space can gain me, in my view, can gain me a little bit more flexibility. So, for example, just if one of the machines break down, I still have a backup. Now, if this one broke down, I can't do the large stuff, but I can still do tumblers, I can still do cups. Vice versa. If the small one broke down, now the only sticking point that we have is any metal engraving that we might be doing. We don't have a backup for that. Always good to have a backup, but we got to be realistic here. As we grow and we're adding machines, adding equipment. So deciding to stick with Thunder was a calculated decision because Thunder has proven to me their quality and their support. Support is phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about the support. So having said all that, that's why we chose the Thunder Laser products exclusively. That's all we're going to have. Going forward, I have no desire to have anything but Thunder lasers in my shop going forward. So Thunder lasers are a little bit more expensive than some of the other brands out there. I understand it. I get that. Now, I've been around a few other machines and got to touch them, work with them, and run them. And it seems like the build quality to me is next level on Thunder versus the cheaper brands. So you do pay a little bit more, but you get more machine. Now, we've discussed this year 2 thing with us. I've had one breakdown in 2 years with 2 machines, and that to me is unbelievable. We were up and running in 3 days, and that was on a weekend. So I'm going to give credit to Thunder Laser USA support, and you know who you are. Y'all are awesome. So they got us up and running even through the weekend, and they didn't have to do that. They did it. They did it because they feel strongly about their product and they stand behind it. So we all have families and we all want our downtime, but these folks seem to take it to another level. I've talked about this briefly. If you get into the laser engraving business, just because you buy a laser does not mean people are going to come. You have to have a really good presence on social media. You got to get your name out there. How are you going to do that? And if you don't take good pictures, if you don't have a good product, and if you don't have a good social media page, you just have a laser in your shop or garage or home that really doesn't do anything but engrave for friends and family. You got to get the word out there. Don't fall for the if you buy a laser, customers will come. It does not happen. You have to do the legwork. It's a given every day if you want to make it a full-time business. If you want it as a side hustle, that might be a little bit different. This is my full-time job. So retire, started this, and now it's becoming more than a full-time job. So I'm actually considering hiring people. So that's where we're going now. Do I want to do that? That part we haven't really discussed as far as how far we want to take this. Do we want to have a big space? Do we want to have a standalone space? That's not where I wanted to go originally. I wanted to be kind of at my home shop, doing my own thing, doing quality products for individuals. I control all of it. as far as the quality control. That makes me feel really good. It's kind of a micromanager thing, and I get it, it is. But if my name's on it, I want it to be right. So it's going to take hiring the right people. And that's where we're going. That's the direction we're heading. So don't fall for the, if you buy a laser, they will come. Not true at all. And if you're going to buy a laser, don't buy the biggest laser. Why would you do that? Buy the biggest laser so you can put a whole sheet of plywood in it. Okay, your business starts to grow. You got a $15,000, $20,000 laser. You got one $15,000, $20,000 laser that's doing all your work. When you can have two smaller ones doing more work for less money, or more work for the same money. Think about it like that. Bigger is not better. It's not. Don't fall for that trap. So many people buy these Nova 63s, and as big and beautiful it is as it is, wow, that's a monster. So it's a bigger machine, a lot more to take care of, and if you're running and running like we do every day during the week, your sole machine breaks down, or your something goes awry with your sole machine, you are solely out of business. So think about that part. Another reason we decided to go with the Bolt is the tube life on the RF and the quality resolution that you get from the RF versus the CO2 glass tube machine, like the Nova 35. The dot is 3 times smaller, so therefore we can get 3 times the resolution, which is fantastic. And it's a fast machine too. And it's desktop. So it's packaged all in one. You don't need a compressor source. Fans already built in. Basically put it on your desk surface, and I'm going to show you that here real shortly. My layout. We've already laid it out. We're ready to roll. We're just waiting for it to come in. We're going to land it, and we're going to start going. Put it to work. So having the resolution, the speed, and a smaller machine, that opens up a lot of doors. So I can run more photos. I can run photos while doing big work. I can run photos, tumblers, and I can engrave metal. I can engrave tumblers on all 3 machines. I can do photos on all 3 machines. But I have flexibility now. And as we grow, that flexibility is going to come into major play, especially for Christmas this year. Last year, I cannot explain to you how busy we were. And having that in the back of my mind, how busy we were, and when the Thunderbolt came out, I started digging into it and looked at it, and I said, I think this is where I need to go. So we pulled the trigger. Anyway, it's on the way, and I'm going to do a great rundown, shakedown, and I'm going to be honest with you. If I don't think it's up to par, I will let you know. I'm not going to hold anything back. That's not my style. That's not the way I am. I'm very honest and up forward. So, having said all that, I'm going to give you a tour of how we're going to lay out this shop with the Thunderbolt, adding the Thunderbolt to our shop. So, it's going to be on one wall, and I think that's going to be a good workspace because everything, the prepping area is all behind you here in this camera. So, that's always out of play. So, I kind of have a nice back and forth walking area to run all 3 machines at one time. So enjoy this. This is how we're going to lay out our shop, adding the Thunderbolt. So our fiber laser, the Aurora, is going to sit right where it's always sat. And our Nova 35-100 is going to sit right where it's always sat. And we're going to land the Thunderbolt right here in this space. And my plan is I want to utilize the exhaust fan with the Nova 35. So I've moved the controller. I'm not going to rely on the fan to come on when I start a project anymore. I'm going to have to start it right here every time. So I'm going to start a flow through this machine, and then when the Thunderbolt starts with its 4-inch connection, this is where the Nova 35 is going to go in and out, and then the Thunderbolt's going to come through. So I just started the fan. So it's going to sit right there, and it's mounted to the wall. It's an infinity fan. So that's where she's going to land, and I was able to get this bench just below the laser tube box. What I had to do, so if you're going to do this, what I had to do is I had to jack this up about 3/4 of an inch. So I had to raise the 35 just a little bit. Not a big deal, because you have the adjustable feet on the bottom. And that allows me still, if I need to get into this space, I can still move this workbench. I can walk out the bolt, you know. And normally the 35 sits in place. We don't move it. It's on its feet, and it just sits there. We clean from behind it and around it very delicately. And likewise here, we can move the Aurora around if we need to. So that's our plan. That's how we're going to roll. And as always, thank you for watching. And subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. Happy to help in any way I can. And I'm more about helping you get started in the business, not teaching you how to run software, more use space, how to utilize space. Because my shop's pretty small, but I utilize it very well. I even have 2 vehicles in here. So we utilize it very, very well. Efficiently, everything's on wheels. So having said all that, give us a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and follow us. And this is Eric. Thanks for watching.